Welcome back to The Grind is Real. My name is Gabriel Uribe, and I am your host of this fabulous, fun podcast. It's so nice to see you guys. It's so nice to be talking to you guys. I know I've been gone for a while. I know it's been a few months, but I'm back. But I will explain to you where I've been, why I've been, and why I'm happy to be back now. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I have been on an interesting journey. I've been on a spiritual one. I've been on a healing one. I've been on a physical one. And I've been on a mental one. But I have been just taking a break. I feel like 2024 was a really, really hard year for me. I had a really high highs that year, but I also had really, really, really lows that year. We all know what I'm talking about. And today I'm back because I have a fiery passion in me today. I am showing up for myself and showing up for everybody watching or listening because I believe that I need to hold myself accountable and I need to be as authentic as I can be when it comes to this. And so throughout this healing journey, I have been not mentally okay all the way. I quit my job back in December, my day job at Sprouts. I am currently unemployed in terms of societal construct, but that's what I needed to do. I felt that it was my time. I had served enough time there. I have wonderful, wonderful memories there, and I love everybody who works there. But I also have horrible memories there, and I feel like the energy in that place was an energy that I no longer wanted to live in. It did not serve me anymore, and was a part of a chapter that needed to be closed. And so I decided to leave, and I decided to worry about my mental health because the last few months I have not been mentally okay all the way. How could I? I was in a 4-year relationship that ended horribly, and I found out the person that I loved the most in this world was not who they said that they were. So how could I be mentally okay all the way? I'm getting better. I'm in therapy. I've been working on myself and working on the parts of me that allowed such existence in my life. I've been doing great things in between that as well. I have exciting news. I'm pregnant. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I kind of have 2 kids right now. I do. Because I am in not 1, but 2 plays right now. We are in rehearsals. I am in Our Town as Sam Craig, and I am in Snow White as Potts. And I feel like every time a play has come into my life, it's because that's what I did the most. Last year when I did a Hardy Poway Legend, I was weeks out of my breakup, moving back home. I was weeks fresh out of the hellhole. That play held me together during that time. It really did. I was falling apart at every second. But on those days, I felt okay. I could ignore what was going on in my surrounding life because I had to show up for myself, 1. I had to show up for the production, 2. And I had to show up for my castmates, 3. And do my job. And it was the best blessing that I had during that time. Yes, was I crying to and from rehearsal? Absolutely. Was I cursing at the wind about why my life is the way it is right now? Absolutely. But I put a smile on when I needed to, and I did it. And then after that, I had other blessings come in, which actually distracted me for a while. I will say that. It did distract me until it didn't anymore, until things started slowing down for me, whether it was acting or me not wanting to be in my place of stable income anymore. And things started coming up to the surface, and I needed to take a step back. And I needed to worry about myself and not acting. When the holidays came around, I had family that came in from out of town, And I chose to focus on them and being me, a human being who has feelings, who has gone through hard things. And that's exactly what I did. And today, I'm here with 2 plays under my belt. I don't want this episode to be a sad episode because it is very much an empowering episode. It might not seem like it at first. I have a fiery passion in me right now. I am reclaiming my power. I am stepping into the person that I am born to be, that I was created to be, that I chose to be the day that I left my old home. And that's what I've been going through. And it's a detour that I didn't think that I was going to be on, I was scared to being on because I felt like if I left my job without any backup plan and just worried about me, that I'd be a loser, that I'd be a failure, that I'd disappoint everybody because I've been conditioned to believe those things about myself. It's very prevalent in the Latino, Mexican American community that if you don't have a job, if you're not going to school, if you're not doing the right thing, then you're a failure, you're a loser, you're no good to anybody. And you're that child. And that's not the case. I just needed to take a break because I needed to worry about what was going on upstairs because people make their comments, people comment on your success or lack of there that they feel, but that's just a projection of them. And you take it with a grain of salt and you move on. The road is just twisty turny and that's all it is. And as dark as it may seem, know that you're at the midnight hour. But the minute that needle moves to 12:01, you're getting closer to sunrise. Every minute that it moves, you're getting closer to sunrise. And that sunrise will eventually come. That sunrise will eventually dawn. And that entire night that you spent wondering when is this going to be over is going to be a blessing in disguise. It's going to be something that taught you how to pivot, how to figure it out for yourself the way you absolutely had to. To translate this into the basis of, the grind is real, that's something I've always had to do with my acting career. I've always had to figure it out. I've always had to find my own way. I've always had to find the back door. I've always had to take risks. I've always had to show up for myself in the best way I know possible that is going to serve me the best. Yes, what I do is an act of service to the people who are not on the stage or on the other side of the screen. To me, that's how I view it. This is an act of service for everybody. Not for me, because I don't have to do this if I don't want to, really. I can go do something else. But I don't believe that that's my calling. I believe my calling is to be of service to other people. That's why I've always had service industry jobs. Hello. It's literally written in the stars of my my birth chart, service. But service can come in very very different forms. And for me, it happens to be that, but it also happens to be this. It happens to be acting. It happens to be me being just a nice human being, a good friend. Service, my servitude is having life experiences that I can transmute into art for other people. It's a fucking cross I bear. Sometimes. But what it does, it provides light for somebody else. But at the same time, I also have to take care of me and get back to who I am in the center of what's going on with me and how I feel. Always. And you should do that too. Everybody should do that. Because I'm also not a doormat for the world. I'm not a doormat for, just giving my energy out to everybody. Because there comes a point where I don't have any more energy to give. And that's why I'm here today, because I feel like it would be inauthentic for me to come on here and talk about, this and that, or knowing your worth and blah, 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 blah. Like, hey, look at me. I booked 2 plays and this is how I did it. I know the secret. I don't know the fucking secret. Half the time I do shit, I'm like, I don't even know how I did that. I'm like, what? I don't even feel like I'm qualified half the time. The imposter syndrome be real. But to me, this is what this is about. The honest, raw truth of, and that's all I want to do. is be authentic with you here on this podcast or on the YouTube page or in my acting. All I ever want to do is just be authentic. So now we're going to get real. Frankly, I wasn't going to record this episode today. I had no intention until the universe had a surprise in store for me today. Let me preface this by saying I'm going to talk about something, and I know I did it to myself. I've had that conversation with myself about when you go looking for things, you will find them. Cautionary tale is old as time, so I don't want to hear anybody saying, well, you shouldn't have been snooping. I did. And it was a snoop that I didn't know I needed, and now I know I need it because here I am making this for you. So you are welcome. My tears, my pain is entertainment for you right now, so you're welcome. As we all know, that I was in a 4-year relationship, and it ended horribly. And it was a very traumatizing ending, for me at least. I can't speak for the other party. So my life has gotten better since the day that I left, August 13th, 2024. It genuinely has. But this week has been a very interesting week, which has left this person on my mind heavily. I loved this person very much so. Very much to the point where I was not loving myself more than I loved them. I found out that this person unfortunately had something bad happen to them in December through another family member. And I felt compassionate, of course. I love this person very much. Me and this person, we built a life together. And look, it's only been 4 months since I last seen this person. And I would be a fool to sit here and be like, I am completely healed, because that's clearly not the case. I saw something today on Instagram that just confirmed everything that I knew at the time. And it was like a dagger to the heart. I cried. I talked to my sister about it, and I just was angry once again. And even this week I was angry about the whole situation because I'm trying so hard to remove myself from this part of my life and this person. And in a weird way, when they say they come back, yeah, they do. But no one says how they're going to come back. When I found out the news about this person, I cried at first because I felt bad. I felt bad and I felt compassion. And because I can empathize and sympathize with, something horrible accident that somebody goes through. So then it made me kind of like go back into that space again of bringing myself back to those feelings that I felt those months ago. And so then I went snooping on Instagram. Don't recommend it. And I saw something from the third party that was involved during that time on one of his photos. And it said 24 weeks ago. And when I asked ChatGPT what was 24 weeks ago, it happened to be July 30th. Which just made a world of sense. That week was just a horrible week in my life. Mentally and just horrible. And my point of sharing this is that and this is just maybe, this doesn't even have to do with acting or anything. This just has to do with life. Your greatest moments aren't the moments where you're like, I'm glad I got that comeback, or I just felt like such a boss in that moment. Those are never going to be your greatest moments, actually. I don't believe so. Yes, they're wonderful, great moments, but I think your greatest moments are actually in the moments like this, like these, where you see something that just rips you to shreds once again at the hands of this person and their third party. And it took every fiber in my being to not message that person that left the comment and tell them how mentally ill and disturbing they are, that during that time when said ex-partner was putting me through everything I went through, and me at times being a willing participant because I wanted to save the relationship. And this person, the third party, was a willing, saw an opportunity to get in our bed, despite seeing everything that was transpiring, because they knew, and did so anyhow. And that's a horrible thing to go through, and I know I'm not unique. I know other people have experienced this, but I just want to be open and honest and authentic that really took a toll on me. It took a toll on me today. I'm doing okay now because I'm here sharing it and I'm being open. But it took a toll on me the last 4 months, more than I let on, with people, with my family, with myself even, because I was frankly distracting myself, whether it was with work, whether it was with acting, whether it was going out, drinking at times, all of it. I've been distracting myself as much as I can. And my friend Willow, my amazing, amazing friend Willow, she's probably one of the few people that I do genuinely share these deep, dark things with, to a greater extent, obviously. You know, she brought that up to me. I brought it up to her that I've just been distracting. And I had a moment where I just broke down about my career, about acting, about everything. And she asked me, when's the last time you celebrated yourself? Because you've been through a lot, Gabe. You've achieved a lot, Gabe. But at what point are you going to celebrate yourself? Because you deserve it. And I told her, I don't think I ever have. I don't think, like, I don't think I ever have. Yes, I celebrate the small wins and I'm always like, celebrate them. But have I ever actually genuinely celebrated? No, I haven't. And that's a weird concept. Because I think you should celebrate yourself. And this right here, right now, we are dressed in black because we are at a fucking funeral. We are funeraling this bitch down. But it's a celebration of the death of that old life, of that old version of me, who peaks up every now and then because I am a human being and I have a lot of healing to do still. But it's a death. It's a death to the people who have wronged me. It's a death to the people who have ever doubted me. It's a death to the people who ever thought I was a fool. And it's a death to the people who are just disturbed and see a horrible situation and think that it's a good time to jump into the bed. If that's what makes you feel better, always being number 2 and not number 1, then more power to you. And so we're celebrating today. Because I will say, ever since I left August 13th, 2024, has my life gotten better? Yes. Have I become happier? Yes. Is that happiness constant? No. I don't want to lead anybody into believing that it's an exponential graph, because it's not. It is truthfully one day at a time. But overall, my life has gotten tenfold better. I'm doing things that I never would have been able to do in that relationship. I'm taking risks on myself, and I'm learning that if I don't want to be somewhere, I don't have to be. And neither do you. Not for the sake of anyone else, not for the sake of anybody else's point of view or how they've been conditioned, but only for the sake of me. But yeah, I wanted to come here and be honest and make this episode because I feel like I need to just share this with people, just share the God honest truth that is what's been going on. And I'm sad because this week TikTok is supposed to go away, so I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna promote this. I guess it's gonna be on Instagram Reels and but who knows, maybe this episode will go into the vault at some point. We'll be like, ooh, I don't want people knowing that. But no, I mean, I don't care. People can think whatever the hell they want to think about me. I don't give a fuck. This is my podcast, and I'm gonna say and speak about whatever I want to speak about it. And I don't care. I'm just a guy who worked at a grocery store, who is an actor who had a cheating ex for 4 years, and and then his third party came in the mix at the end and came out of the woodwork. That's just who I am. But I got a lot of love to give still. I'm talented. I'm handsome. I'm doing things that I never thought I would do in a million years in my wildest dreams. I used to be terrified of the stage. I used to be like, I can't. I used to like go back and forth in my head about I can be an actor who doesn't do stage work. Like I'm sure there's many of them out there. Not because I didn't want to do it, but because I was scared. I was scared of my own power. I was scared of my own truth. I was scared I was actually gonna succeed in it. And here I am, doing it. And you can too. And yeah, horrible things happen, as we see in our current world right now. Horrible things all across the board. But that doesn't mean that we have to become the monsters as well. I almost did today, to be honest. Today is, what's the date today? Today is Tuesday, January 14th. Would you look at that? I almost became the monster today. I wanted to. I wanted to become the monster. I wanted to let that person know exactly how I felt. But I didn't. Because I have enough self-respect. Unlike they do. Let's be real. To not go there. To not lower myself to their level like my ex did in order to be with them. Because let's be real. My ex couldn't step up for me because he needed to step down for you. I say it like it is. If you don't like it, I'm not the one for you. And that was me taking my power back. And I said, you know what I'm going to do, because I have this fiery passion in me right now and I need to get it out and I need to share this with people because I know it'll help somebody. Is I'm going to make a podcast episode and I'm going to talk about it. And I'm going to be honest and open and upfront about what has been going on with me these last few months. Honestly, this is my fucking podcast, like I said earlier. I'm going to talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. It might not have to do with acting today, but the grind is real is a variety show at this point. I'm a performer. This is just me entertaining you. If my tears are entertainment, then you know what? Hey, I don't care. I did my job at the end of the day. And I'm winning. I was always going to win. I always was. Because my life has gotten better since I left you. And I've done amazing things since I left you. And I got my sweet boy Echo. And that's all I need. And I will continue to share and be open and honest about everything that goes on in this and how I can hopefully show you that despite all the pain and the anguish and how it might make you feel in that moment because it's so real and raw and up in your face, take a step back. Take a breath. Have some restraint. And transmute it into art if you can. But don't lower yourself to someone else's seabed of a level to prove a point that you don't actually have to prove, because that point was proven a long time ago by them. I don't need to tell people who you are. I think you kind of reek of it. So, in a nutshell, the moral of this story this week is create art with your anger. I don't even know if it's that, but always bring your power back to you. Don't let anybody else take it away from you, whether it's your family member, whether it's a ex-partner, whether it's your friends, whether it's your fucking pigeon flying over your head. Don't let them. Just say, okay, feel what you need to feel. Cry it out. I'm a full supporter of that. And I said, I'm gonna make this a positive outcome as much as I can. And I'm going to turn the focus back on me, and I'm going to make a podcast episode because I want to, because I can do that. It's as simple as that, because I have the power to. And so I say put it 6 feet under. Bury it. Today's your funeral. It was nice knowing you. I hope you live happily ever after in hell. I'm just kidding. Love and light. Be bright. Do it right. Oh, spitting bars. No. I am your friend, always to the end. And just know that no matter what happens, whoever comes in your life and tries to disrupt it is there for a reason and a lesson. And the lessons don't always present themselves outright. Sometimes you have to learn them and then even learn them again. Today was another learning lesson for me in a different way. And I'm holding myself accountable for that. And I am looking inward and saying, okay, clearly I'm not as far along as I thought I was. But what we're going to do about it is we're not going to lash out. We're going to talk about it. We're going to open up to everybody else to know that it's okay, and these are things that people just experience, and they're going to make you a better person somehow, some way. And if you fuck with me, I will talk about you if they ask. I won't go out of my way, but the people asked. That's what I told myself today. The people want to know about this, so here I am telling everyone. That's all I have for today. I'm tired. I still have an audition to do. I'm looking forward to this year. It's going to be a good one. I know it is. So I'll see you on the next one. My name is Gabriel Uribe. This is The Grind is Real, and it has been real today. Maybe not in the way you expected it to be, but what more can I say? See you on the next one. Bye.